You spent good money on your speakers, a quality amplifier, and a proper sub, and your system still doesn't sound right? Yeah, you got some bass, but the vocals are thin and something sounds off. Here's what nobody told you. The equipment is only half the equation. The other half? DSP, digital signal processing. And once you understand it, you'll never look at a car audio build the same way again. If this resonates with you, hang with us as we explain digital signal processors. Hey, what's up? Josh here from Breaker Stereo and Performance. Welcome to our channel that reviews all the best in car audio, performance, suspension, and more. Because we don't drive stock. And if you're like us where stock just doesn't cut it, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Now, before we even talk about DSP, we need to talk about why car audio is one of the hardest environments to get great sound. Because understanding the problem is what makes DSP make sense. Now think about a professional recording studio. The room is acoustically treated, the speakers are positioned perfectly, and the listener is centered from every driver. Everything is controlled. Now think about your car. You have a tiny irregular cab, hard glass surfaces everywhere, plastic panels, carpet on some surfaces, nothing on others, and your subwoofer is behind you in the trunk. Not to mention your tweeters might be up high in the dash and your mids way low in the door. On top of that, you're sitting off center, closer to the speaker on the left than the right. Now that's an acoustic obstacle course. If you just plug in speakers and an amplifier and hit play, your music gets chewed up by that environment even before it reaches your ears. This is where DSP steps in. It's the tool that lets you fight back against the physics of your car. DSP, digital signal processing. At its core, a DSP is a processor, like a computer, that takes your audio signal, runs it through a set of mathematical operations, and outputs a correct version of the signal before it hits your amplifiers and speakers on the level that cannot be done on a standard radio and an amplifier. Think of it like this. Raw audio coming from your head unit is like unedited footage straight off the camera. Yeah, it's real, but it's not optimized. A DSP is your editing suite. It takes the raw signal and shapes it into exactly what you want to hear. Now, what can DSP actually do? Now, there are 4 core functions you need to know. Function 1, the EQ. Now, EQ is about boosting or cutting specific frequencies. Your audio signal runs from low bass, we're talking 30 hertz, all the way up to the upper limits of human hearing, around 20,000 hertz or 20K. Now, different sounds live in different spots along that spectrum. Kick drums are low, vocals are at the mid-range level, and crashes and hi-hats are way up high. Now, a DSP will give you precise control, sometimes 30 to 60 bands plus of adjustment to dial in exactly how much each frequency range you want from each set of speakers or individual speaker. And here's the thing, you're not just EQing for fun, you're compensating for your car. The cabin is resonating a specific frequency and amplifying it. An EQ lets you lower or raise that frequency exactly where it needs to be. Now, function 2 is time alignment. Now, sound travels at a fixed speed, about 1,125 feet per second. In your car, your left tweeter might be 2 feet away from your left ear, but your right tweeter is 4 feet away. That means the sound from the right arrives slightly later than the left. That timing difference, we're talking milliseconds, is enough to smear your soundstage and kill your imaging. Your music loses its 3-dimensional feel. Now, time alignment lets you digitally delay the closer speaker so that the sound from your speakers arrive at your ears at the same moment. When it's set right, your music stops sounding like it's coming from your doors and it starts sounding it's coming from a stage in front of you. This is what separates a good installation from a world-class one. Function 3, crossovers. A crossover tells each speaker what frequency it should play, and more importantly, what not to play. Your tweeter is a delicate small driver. If you feed it deep bass frequencies, you'll damage it, or at minimum, it'll sound terrible. Your crossover cuts those frequencies off before they even reach the tweeter. Now, your subwoofer only needs to handle bass. The crossover filters everything above, say, 80 hertz. So your sub isn't trying to reproduce vocals. A DSP gives you crossovers for every channel with precision control over the crossover point and the slope, meaning how aggressive the frequencies roll off. This keeps the driver in its optimal range, working together as a system. Function 4, signal routing. Now, DSPs give you the flexibility of signal routing, meaning you can take the input from multiple sources and combine them, split them, and send them exactly where you want. Got a factory radio with a premium audio system with 8 channels of output? No problem. The DSP manages that routing. It's the traffic control for your entire audio system. But more importantly, why does the digital part matter? Old school, you have analog crossovers, physical components, capacitors, resistors, and filters to shape your signal. The problem, those components are fixed. They drift with temperature and they introduce noise. Plus, they're limited in how precise they can be. A DSP does all of this in a digital domain. Your audio signal gets converted to numbers, ones and zeros, and a processor performs the adjustments mathematically. That's done with extreme precision, thousands of times per second. Then it converts it back to an analog signal to feed your amplifier. The result? Accuracy and flexibility that analog simply cannot match. And because it's software-based, your entire tuning setup can be saved, recalled, and updated without touching a single wire. That's powerful, especially when you're doing professional upgrades. I get asked a lot, do I really need a DSP or is it just for enthusiasts? Let me give it to you straight. If you have a factory head unit and you have a modern car, your head unit is EQing, compressing, and mangling that audio signal before it leaves the source. A DSP lets you intercept that signal, clean it up, and work it properly. It's almost essential for OEM integration. If you have a full aftermarket build, a head unit, aftermarket amplifier, component speakers, a DSP takes your already good sounding system from good to exceptional. It's the final piece that ties everything together. If you're doing audio competition, there's no conversation. A DSP is mandatory. The one situation you might skip is a very basic build where maybe the price keeps you out of the market, but even entry-level DSP is more affordable than some people think. The reality is we're not selling a lot of head units anymore because factory radios come with everything all built in, and it's tough to do that. But in order to build a really good sound system, you need to be able to add a DSP in between the amplifier. Before vehicles came with all these modern features, DSP was a luxury. Not anymore. It's the standard. Let's talk about what's out there. You got a few major players in the DSP space. Audio Control, big name in the US market, great for OEM integration builds. The DM series are popular at the shop level. Next, we have Helix or the Audio Tech Fisher Group. Now, these are German engineered and offer lots of control. In our shop, this is our #1 selling DSP line. Then we have Audison, Italian, known for premium sound. The Bit series is a favorite amongst audiophile builds. Then we have Rockford, Alpine, and JL. Now all these have their own DSP products, often designed to work with their own ecosystems. In most cases, most major brands and even tier 2 brands have their own version of the DSP. Each brand has its own tuning software, its own interface, and its own strengths. But fundamentally, they all do the same 4 things we talked about: EQ, time alignment, crossover, and signal routing. Now in episode 2, we're gonna actually get into the tuning process, how you set these things up, and how to approach a good tune from the start. Now that's where things really get good. So to recap episode 1, your car is an acoustical nightmare by nature. A DSP helps you fight back. The 4 pillars of DSP are equalization, time alignment, crossovers, and signal routing. Now, whether you're building a factory integration or a full custom audio system, DSP is the difference between a system that sounds expensive and one that actually is expensive but doesn't perform like it. If this made DSP click for you, drop a comment below. Tell me what system you're working with. Okay, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss episode 2. We're gonna go deep in the actual tuning process, RTA microphone, measurement software, tone sweeps, all of it. Okay, again, my name is Josh. I'm with Breaker Stereo on Performance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.